Hello, welcome to StatLearn Tech. So in this video we will understand what is a data type in Python. Okay, so basically if you have a data in real world, then data must belong to a category, and this category is represented by the data type. So we can define data type as something which represents the class or category of data to which the data belongs to, right? So what are the different categories which are there in the real world? So we have text data, we have boolean data, we have numerical data, we have sequence of data, we have set of data, we have mapping of data, right? So we will understand each category and see that how it is implemented in the programming world, basically in Python. So here I have listed a lots of values which are there in the real world, and now we will understand that which value belongs to which data type, right? So suppose I have a data like 10, 100 or minus 101. So we know that this is an integer data, right? And it belongs to a class called int or a data type called int in Python. So how we can verify it? We can verify it using the method type. Now this type method, what it does is it takes a value or a reference to a value, then it returns the data type to which it belongs to. So if I type 10, it says it's a int. If I say it's type 100, it says int. If I say type minus 101, it says int. So 100, 10 and minus 101 all belongs to integer. Okay, now if we have a value like 1.5 or minus 0.981, these kinds of values, now we know these are decimal numbers, but how are they represented in Python? So we can say type and say 1.5, and you can see it's a float represents the real number or decimal numbers. Next is minus 0.981. So if I say type minus 0.981, we can see it's a floating point number. So again these are decimal numbers, and decimal numbers are represented as a float number. Also in real world we have complex number like 2 minus 2j, like 6 plus 5j. So how are these represented in Python? So we can say type 2 minus 2j and it will be complex, or I can say type 6 plus 5j, and again it is nothing but a complex. So these all which we have seen till now are numerical data, right? 10, 100, minus 101, 1.5, minus 0.981, 2 minus 2j and 6 plus 5j, all are numerical data. Now we can also store string data. So next we will see about text data. So I have written three different text data, and we will understand that which class does they belong to. So if I say type, and I will copy this, control C and control V, and see the class, that it's str, right? So basically I am a text in single inverted comma pair is a text or a string in Python. Next I am a text in double quotes. So let's see what is I am a text in double quotes data type. Okay, so let's paste it here, and again it's a string or str. Also we can use triple inverted comma, and then we can see the type. If I paste it and see the type, again it's a str. So basically all the string data type are represented, or the text data type are represented by a str in Python, right? Next we have true or false values. Now true or false values, how are they represented? Let's see. If I say type true, it's bool, I mean it's a boolean class. Next we have type false, right? If I say false, then again it's a bool class. So all the true and false values we can use boolean class to represent them, right? Now next is sequence of values. Suppose we have sequence of values to store, then what data type it belongs to? It depends upon what the sequence is, or what is the demand from the sequence, right? We have four different data types: list, tuple, set and frozen set. All are used to store list or sequence of data, but there are some minor differences, or we can say major differences between them. So let's understand the differences first. List, tuple, set and frozen set. So in list we have 1 2 3 4 5 values, but for list we use parenthesis to store and data should be comma separated. In tuple we use brackets to store and data should be comma separated. But the actual difference is, in list we can change the data, in tuple we cannot change the data. Similarly, we have set and frozen set. For set we use the curly braces to store data, and for frozen set what we do, we create a method called for frozen set, and inside that we pass our data. Again, the difference between set and frozen set is, in set we can change the data, in frozen set we cannot change the data. And the major difference is, in list and tuple you can have duplicate values, and in set and frozen set you cannot have duplicate values. And this is what the property of a set is. Set contains unique values, right? So let's see the what data type the values belong to. So if I say type of and copy the first data, then it should be a list, right? Control V and I see a list. If I see the second data and I write type of second data, tuple, right? Next we have a set. Let's see, is it a set or not? Type of next is a set. Also we can if I assign the value in a variable like this, then if I see the value type of variable x, then again it will be set. So basically I can actually pass the actual value in type or the variable which is representing the value, right? So if I see the value of x, it's 1 2 3 4 8, obviously because it's a set, and it will eliminate all those numbers which are duplicated. Next we have frozen set. So I can see, or I can type type and then pass this value, and let's see if it's a frozen set or not, right? I can see it's a frozen set data type. So this is how we can store different data in our program and represent them by different data types. And different data types have their own powers, okay? So we will understand each data type in separate video, but for now let's focus on what are the available data types, right? And one last and one of the best data type I find is dict. Dict is used to store a key value paired value. Like if I say x is equal to this thing, right? So x is basically a dictionary here, and you can see I am a key is a key, and the value is I am the value, or 10 is a key and the value is a list, 1 2 3 is a list. So and the type of x is nothing but a dict or a dictionary. So these are all the basic built-in data types Python supports. If you have any data in your mind to store in the program, so you should figure out that what is the data type it belongs to, right? So these are the data types I have shared with you. In the next videos we will understand each data type in details and what are the use and where it should be used, okay? So for now I will exit the video, and if you like the video, just like the video in YouTube as well and subscribe the channel.